Hey guys, Abelhawk here. The Night Elf models are finally available to look at, so let's take a look at them. First off is the Wisp. I really like the way the Wisp turned out. I was afraid that they were going to make it look like the Wisp on Heroes of the Storm when, what's her name, Lunara places a Wisp, where it's just like a head that floats around, but this looks amazing. Like, I think that this is about as cool as you can make the Wisp look. I did notice, I'm just going to look at it in different colors. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, they definitely kept it to make it look just like it should. Yeah, the old one, they did the old one justice, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you look in the actual game at the portrait, it's kind of creepy. It's just like a floating night elf head, so they'll probably make it look a little more spectral and invisible like on the original Warcraft 3, but I guess we'll see. But for now, I'm really satisfied. I think it looks really good. Alright, the Archer. Okay, obviously they're trying to make it look like she's sneaking through the forest or whatever. Oh, speaking of, I kind of played around with the doodads a bit, and I really like the Ashenvale trees being purple and all. But anyway, so she's sneaking through the woods or whatever, but it just looks kind of like she has back problems, honestly. Like, I think that they should make it look a little better, because, I don't know, she's just permanently slouching. Like, maybe that could be her stand ready, like when she's getting ready to attack or something, but yeah, I don't know. Looks a little bit too slouchy. And this is Huntress. She's a archer hero from the campaign. I think she looks really good. Before, she was just basically a night elf version of Sylvanas Windrunner that wasn't a hero. I kind of don't know why Huntress is even in the game, or why she has a model, because, I mean, the Orc campaign has some, you know, random grunts who are like lieutenants to Thrall, but that's basically all Huntress is to Tyrande, but she has her own model, so yeah, kind of weird. But she looks really good. Basically an archer without a cape, and, you know, much better posture, so I thought they did pretty good there. Okay, here's a couple Huntress models. The main Huntress model looks really good, I think. They nailed the glaive really well. Obviously the Panther looks really good, and the Panther armor is sweet. And this is Nisha from the campaign. And just like in the original Warcraft 3, she's basically just a buffed up Huntress. In that one, though, she's just a little more purple, so obviously with the new models, they gave her Panther some more armor. I guess the Panther itself looks different, grayer, and her weapons look slightly different stuff, but really cool overall. This is the Dryad. Looks like they fixed her back, so that's good. I don't know if you've seen my models video for her, but anyway, I think her hair is obviously really big. I don't know if I like how big that is. I guess I haven't really looked at the old one in a while, but one thing I'm noticing is these new models make me notice things differently. Like, I was looking at a couple of the other ones, like on the Orc one or whatever, and I'd look at these Reforged models, and then I'd look at the old one, and I was like, oh, they did have that on the old model, I just didn't really notice it. And so now that they're more realistic, certain things look like certain things stand out, I guess. So anyway, if that's the case with the Dryad, oh well, but yeah, I think that's a lot of hair that seems to have a life of its own. And it is her player color, so it's kind of funny that it can be different colors and stuff, but anyway. Alright, here's the glaive thrower. If you look closely, the glaive thrower seems to be moving, which is interesting. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be magical or if it's alive or what, but yeah, it's almost like the animators just couldn't stand having it sit there, so anyway, it's moving, but I don't know, I like to think it's almost like enchanted, or it's got like living wood or something, so pretty cool overall though. Those glaives look really cool. Alright, I'm not a fan of this hippogriff. Too many colors, too many bright colors. I mean, it just looks like a parrot, you know? Like, thinking about the hippogriffs on World of Warcraft, how they just look darker and, you know, more night elf-ish, I guess, like the ones that you ride. I don't know. I thought I didn't like this one very much. I do. Let's check out it. Let's check it out in different colors though. Ugh, yeah, that looks even worse. Oh gosh, yeah, I do not like any of these. Like, these just do not look good. That one makes it look even more like a parrot. Yeah, I hope that they, I don't know, I don't mind them having you know, colors on the wings and stuff, especially with dragons, but that plus this armor, it just doesn't work. So I hope that they reconsider that and maybe take some armor off or something. Hippogriff rider, not much to say. It's basically an archer riding a hippogriff. Now that there's more detail to see that, there's really not, like, I don't know, not much to say. On Warcraft 3 it was a little bit more nuanced, but here's a chimera, which I thought looked really cool. In the original, it was almost like hard to tell whether it was a mammal or a reptile or something, and I guess it kind of still is because they've got these like feathers or hairs or whatever, but overall it just looks like its own type of mythical creature unique to Warcraft 3, which I'm really impressed with. Here's a Druid of the Talon. Looks really good. Solid, really. I can't think of anything to like comment on it in terms of how it could be better. I think they really did a good job of adapting the old one to that. And this is the Stormcrow form. Yeah, pretty solid. Like I said in other videos looking at models, I think they did a great job of utilizing the player color. These guys look different. They look a lot more feral, which I think is a good thing. You know, obviously they're Druids of the Claw, and they attack with their own claws and stuff, their bare hands, and so bare hands, pun. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's interesting how they made him just look a lot more like a wild man and stuff. I don't know if that'll fit with his voice, which seems almost like kindly or whatever. Anyway, it's cool how he has like actual claws and then those extra claws. One thing I noticed is, I don't know how well you can see this part, but like his morph animation's a lot different. Where is it? Yeah, see, he just kind of changes into a bear. In the old one, he had like a hood that was made from a bear, and he'd like put it over his face, and then that became like an actual bear face. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Speaking of the bear, I think it looks great. I love the tattoos and everything. Reminds me just pretty much of a druid on WoW. And I like it better than Misha with like the huge amount of paint on the front. So those tattoos and markings look really good. Here's a mountain giant. Looks really good. I'm really impressed with like the rock textures and stuff on this game. The moss. It's got some like mushrooms growing on him and vines and the player colors and some crystals and paint on the top. Yeah, his face looks really good. A little less silly and overall really good. Here's a fairy dragon. Fairy dragons are weird on this. I don't know. I guess I'm not used to seeing so much detail, because in the old one it was like it looked just like a flying gecko basically, but this one's got like the feathery ears and those really beautiful fairy wings and stuff. I think they did a great job with the fairy dragon overall. Here's the Night Elf runner. Looks pretty much the... Well, what's on her face? Oh, that's nasty. There's a glitch with her teeth there. Anyway, she looks... In fact, I haven't compared them, but I wonder if it's... Let me check real quick. Here's the High Elf runner. Yeah, I mean, obviously based on the same sort of thing with... excuse me, with having like, you know, a message to take. Alright, here's the prison wagon. Looks really good. Much more, well, actually I guess it looks pretty much similar to the old one, but I feel like it looks more night elf overall, which is really good. This here is... Oh, this is a sentry, one of the watchers from the Barrow Dens when Tyrande frees Illidan. I think she looks really good. It's got the glaive and everything. Can't remember too much about her from the old one because she was just a unique unit on that one level, but a really good model for maybe making, like, you know, if you made a custom twist on the Night Elf race, maybe you could make a melee Sentinel unit, you know, who would attack with that glaive or something. So I think that's pretty cool. And this is a Warden, obviously the Warden from like that one level and not like Maiev or whatever. Kind of a step down in terms of having armor and that kind of thing, a glaive, and instead of a glaive she has a whip, which I think is really cool. See that? Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. And I mean, it fits, you know, a Warden is like watching over the prison, so it makes sense that she'd have a whip. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I don't know, she looks like her own type of unit now, which is really good. Yeah, so let me see. Next row is the heroes. All the ghost ones are pretty much glitched, so you know, obviously that doesn't. The Cenarius ghost for that level with the 3 ghosts protecting the horn of Cenarius, yeah, not quite done, I don't think. So I'll just kind of get rid of him there. Here is a normal Keeper of the Grove. Looks pretty cool. Looks very... I feel like the old Keeper of the Grove looked more like a different race almost. Like the face looked a little bit different, but now it just looks like a night elf with a wooden belt sort of thing and the stag lower body, which is pretty cool. And I really like the arm, how it's like a tree arm. Looks really good. Here is Cenarius. I don't know, really? Does he have to have moose antlers? I mean, I know he has to look cooler than a normal Keeper of the Grove, but I feel like that's a little excessive. He looks a little silly to me. I don't know, maybe that's the way he's supposed to look anyway. Oh, and he's got his horn. That's cool. Yeah, I really like that. And just sort of how he's more, you know, attuned to nature than a normal Keeper of the Grove. That's pretty cool too. And he's got a beard. So overall, pretty cool. But the moose antler is a little overkill, I think. Here's a normal Priestess of the Moon, which is pretty cool. She has like a kind of a darker panther sort of looking tiger. You know, it's more blue or gray. And yeah, she looks a little different from Tyrande. I actually haven't looked too close at the differences, but it looks like, yeah, their armors are different. Tyrande actually looks a little... She almost looks a little more plain. Like this Priestess of the Moon has more armor on the... Well, I guess her armor has it on the head, so I don't know. But I like how I like the direction they took with this Priestess of the Moon, how it's like a different color of tiger and stuff. That did a good job of making it distinct. These owls are sweet, in my opinion. This is how I wish the Spirit Wolves on the Farseer summoned looked. I like how these have the player color a lot more evident, and it just looks more magical and spiritual as opposed to just a normal wolf or whatever. So these owls look really good. That's obviously level 1, 2, and 3 as the horns get bigger and the feathers get a little wilder. So pretty good. Alright, here's some demon hunters. The melee demon hunter is apparently female, which is a pretty cool idea. I kind of wonder if, like, they have to make new voices, right? But I hope that they have, like, the original too. And so it's hard to say. Like, I guess it would be pretty cool if they had the, you know, a new female voice for the demon hunter, but she said the exact same things as the old one, or the male one, if they have both. Here is her alternate form, which is quite a bit different. They basically made her, you know, an actual morphed form of herself instead of like a completely different model. So that's pretty cool. And it's interesting that she's like floating now. I haven't looked at her walk animation. Yeah, she just straight up like hovers and flies, which is really cool. And her blades disappear because she shoots, you know, those fireballs. But yeah, overall it just looks really cool. I like the tattoos and stuff. I'm actually not sure where the player colors are in this. Interesting. It's mostly just the glow. Well, why'd she change? That's weird. Anyway, yeah, the tattoos are the player color, but apparently not when you're in your morphed form. Here's Illidan. Looks really good, obviously. Just really solid. Glad they got rid of the panda glaives. I thought those were kind of dumb. And his tattoos are sweet. And his morph form is awesome. I don't think he hovers. Nope, looks like his hooves are firmly planted on the ground, so I think he just, you know, marches forward or whatever. But sweet horns, awesome wings and everything. And, you know, if you notice, like in the original Warcraft 3, when he consumed the Skull of Gul'dan, he became this or whatever, and that was kind of considered his new form. But now, Like, this looks exactly like that, except, you know, not quite as dark and everything like that. And he's got the blades, but a really cool transition from that. His wings are a little zergy, in my opinion, so that's a little weird. But overall, it's pretty cool. And then this is his... Actually, that might be the exact same. Yeah, it probably is the exact same as the other one, so... Anyway, no change there. Here's the normal Warden, the melee Warden. Looks really cool. Doesn't have a cloak, which I thought was interesting. I kind of thought the cloaks were how they flung their daggers and their fan of knives and stuff, but apparently not. Overall, though, I think the armor is just fantastic. It just looks really, really good. And then here's Maiev. She looks exactly like Warcraft 3, except, you know, shinier. They did a really good job. Yeah, see, this is the cloak I was talking about. Like, she kind of twirls her cloak around. I don't know where the... Yeah, see, she kind of twirls her cloak around and throws the daggers off of it or whatever, and so... I don't know, maybe they have a different... I don't know. Maybe these are the ones that fly off. Anyway, I thought they did a great job with the Wardens. This is the Avatar of Vengeance, which is really cool. I like the sort of stars and stuff feel of it, instead of it just being sort of transparent black. Overall, it's just a really, really cool avatar. It looks like it has about the same... Oh, never mind. It's got its own animations and stuff for attacking. It doesn't have a glaive, though. I thought before it had a glaive like the original Warden, but... here's a Spirit of Vengeance. Looks really cool, and it is, just like in the old one, based on the Sentry. Yeah, it looks about the same. Which makes sense, because Maiev, like, you know, commands the sentries back at the Barrow Dens and stuff, and so she makes sense that she'd have these followers look the same. I don't know how final this sort of blue color is, because I've noticed a few of the ghosts look that color too, but maybe they're going to make them transparent. I'm not sure. This one was kind of weird. They must not be done with this yet, because these are all Malfurion. And in the game, I know they have 3 forms of him. They have Reign of Chaos, which is when he had like a leafy cloak and stuff. And then they had Frozen Throne, where he had like a fur cloak, which is kind of what he has, yeah, what he has today. And then they had him mounted on a stag. But these are all 3 different models, but they're all exactly the same. And so... or 3 units, I guess I should say, but they all have the same model. So I don't know. Either they're gonna just have him always riding a stag, or they haven't finished that yet. So I guess we'll find out. Oh yeah, here's some treants. I thought they looked really good, and here are the corrupted treants from like Felwood and stuff. Thought they looked really good overall, especially this one. This is the treant, the plague treant. I just thought they made it look sufficiently horrifying. It's covered in like fungus and other stuff to make it infested, so really good on all those summoned units and stuff. Okay, this one is really, really interesting to me, you guys. This model is Tharafos, which is unused in the campaign. There's a green dragon model in the game's files called Tharafos, but I think that they were originally going to put a quest from Tharafos, like she or he was going to be a quest giver in one of the Night Elf levels, where something to do with like whelps. That's all I know from the game's files, but it wasn't ever put in the campaign. But here this is. It's a unique green dragon file. This is the green dragon found, like the green dragon creep, and then this is Tharafos. Completely different. So I don't know if they just are overachievers and they, you know, decided to put Tharafos in there because they're like, well, we're doing every other model that's in the game, or if they're going to put that back into a campaign and maybe make use of it. But either way, it's a really cool extra model that they have. I don't know if you guys have messed around in the StarCraft 1 map editor, but there's a lot of units like this where there's just like hero versions of normal units. Like there's like an overlord named Yggdrasil and a mutalisk named Kikulza or something like that. But anyway, this is basically like them if they were remastering StarCraft 1 to make Kikulza or, you know, those weird unused units have their own model too. So anyway, I'm happy though. More models, and that one could almost be like a Ysera model or something because it looks a little bit more night elf focus than these wild green dragons, so pretty cool. But yeah, here's a chance, speaking of dragons, just to sort of see what they look like. I thought they looked pretty good. Do they have a player color? Oh, interesting. I wonder if that's not done yet, because usually they have a clear player color on them, but they don't this time. Huh, this one does. The wing color, but weird. Alright, here's a few of the buildings. A couple of campaign ones. The Enchanted Gemstone Obelisk, I think from the Orc campaign, and the Horn of Cenarius, which looks really cool as well. And oh yeah, I also really like just how Ashenvale looks, by the way. They made the grass kind of distinct from Lordaeron too, which is good. Most of the buildings themselves look pretty normal, but I did want to show you guys the ancients. They look great. This is just a normal one, and as you see, it's, you know, the animation's a little bit weird because it keeps changing between them, but you can see a difference. He's got kind of the face poking out there, but it's got a bigger hood when he's the Tree of Eternity. There's more of a change, which is good, because in the old one they just had those different like fairies flying around him and it didn't look any different, so I'm glad that they made him look a little more distinct. Here's a corrupted Tree of Life, which looks really cool as well, with the purple leaves and whatnot. Here's a Moonwell and a corrupted Moonwell. I thought it was kind of funny that the corrupted Moonwell looks like it has pieces of grass floating in it or something, but this looks really cool as well. Did a great job with those. I wonder if there's oh yeah, I haven't seen how I haven't seen the birth animation for buildings yet. That's gonna be really cool. I don't know how exactly you can tell if it's empty or not. I can't remember how the animations work, but anyway, possibly this weekend or sometime I'm gonna be playing some Night Elf and Undead on the like multiplayer on the actual Reforged, so we can look into those. The Altar of Elders looks excellent. I think that just looks like the most amazing. Like, it'd be amazing to find something like this just in the woods or something, you know, and they did a great job of... I think all the altars in the game are fantastic. Here's the Ancient of War. Looks really good. Ancient of Lore. Again, they just use that wood texture and everything to just make it look really, really good. And then the Chimera Roost looks okay. The nest at the top, I'm not sure if that's in the original too. Okay, cool. Yeah, the stand work animation I always thought was really cool with those, so glad that they kept it. Here's an Ancient Protector. They kept sort of the tree beard look for him. I think his leaf beard is like bigger than the old ones, maybe. Before it almost looked like just like a goatee, but looks really cool now. And the Ancient of Wind. I like the big old claws and stuff. The bird face. Yeah, the Ancients they did a great job of. This one's interesting. This one's the Ancient of Wonders, and they changed it a lot. Like, see, it's like a turtle now. It's got like a turtle head. It's poking out of like a turtle shell sort of thing. In the old one, it was like a little rock head, and it was like impossible to kind of tell what it was on the screen. Like, you clicked on it and the portrait in the bottom showed a stone head, but it like didn't show up there or whatever. I'm gonna look what it looks like uprooted real quick. See if it... Yeah, look at that. See? Comes out of his shell when he's walking. I like that a lot, because I wasn't a fan of the original Ancient of Wonders, but that is just... I love that. Just to see that stone turtle shell and then the wooden actual turtle body and stuff, so I think it's great. Wonder if any of the other ones look different when they're uprooted. Not really. Makes sense. But yeah, I thought that was a great move. And then just to finish off, there are a few creeps that are sort of Night Elf related. Here are the Satyrs. They look quite a bit different, I think. They definitely look a little more Night Elfish. On the old one, they looked like they almost had like cat faces or something. So now they look a little bit more distinctly humanoid and stuff. They look really cool though, in terms of just how they changed it. Here's a female satyr, which is interesting. Satyr Shadow Dancer. So again, eventually they're going to have to change their voices. I for one hope that they keep the exact same lines, just spoken by a female actress, so we'll see how that ends up, but I think she looks pretty cool. This is a Satyr Soul Stealer. I really like their just like wicked looking rune blades and stuff. And then this one's a Satyr Hell Collar. It's got pretty cool horns and stuff. So yeah, really good. Furbolgs. They look okay. I feel like they're missing something, or they look different from WoW in some way that I can't really put my finger on, but oh, that looks glitched right there. I wonder what that's supposed to be. Maybe like a crest of feathers or something. I love the armor on that one. It's like a sort of green iron, tarnished or painted brass or something, I don't know. Here's the Furbolg Champion. I like the colors of it. They look a little more realistic. Before it was like a bright orange or something. This looks better, I think. The Elder Shaman, that's really, really bright colors on there. I'm not sure how much I like how bright those are in terms of the player colors, but overall, like, look at that outfit. Just looks really cool. Here's another one with a glitched animation. Oh wait, is that the same? Oh yeah, that looks about... That's a Furbolg Ursa Warrior, and yeah, it looks the exact same as the Furbolg Champion. So they must not be done with that one either. And then here are the Wildkin. I thought they were kind of funny looking. Not sure why. They just seem to be standing more upright, and I don't know. They look pretty good though. I was about to say overall, and I realized I think I said overall a lot this time. So the horns on the back are interesting. I never noticed those before. They have kind of a cool stand animation, that one right there. I don't know if that is something on WoW or where I've seen that before, but their whole demeanor just looks different. Like I remember on one of their animations on the original Warcraft 3, they were like flapping their arms like a chicken or something, which I thought was pretty funny. So that's the Wildkins or Owlbears or whatever for you. I also this time just took a first look at some of the doodads, and I think they just look really good. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole video about that or what, but they were worth looking for, or looking into before. Alright, just making sure I didn't miss anything this time around. Yeah, there weren't that many Night Elf units that I remembered. Hope I didn't forget any, but I'm sure somebody will point that out if they, if I did. Thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, make sure you check out the Warcraft 3 Easter Eggs series, where I look at all the Easter eggs in the original campaign. Can't wait to check those out when Reforged comes out with the campaigns, so I can check out, see how many of those are still there, or if they put in new ones. Maybe some of them they fixed. I'm not sure, but yeah, be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Maybe we'll look at the creeps or something in a future video. May the stars guide you.